Okay, guys, so we're just going to do some quick review over what we covered last time we were together. And I don't want my webcam. Okay, apparently I'm just going to be in the bottom right hand corner. Man, I really don't like that, but whatever. So over here to the side again is our layers. And you'll notice Miss Rusakis is on top of everything. Or actually, no, she's on the bottom. Let's reorder her real quick. So Miss Rusakis is currently on top. To change positions, you have to be really careful when doing this. And I need everyone's eyes on the board because that's really easy to mix up. So you can, of course, reorder layers, and you do that by dragging. But be super careful. You want to drag to the left. Notice when I drag to the left, you see how that's a full blue bar? Everyone look at the screen. Full blue bar means you're reordering. So that does what you think it would do. So if I reorder it after the coral, notice she's now behind the coral. However, be super careful when reordering because you can also do something called inserting a layer into another layer. And if you do this, notice how this isn't a full bar. Notice it doesn't go all the way. Does everyone see how this does not go all the way to the left? This is reordering. This is inserting. And this inserting does something very, very strange. So notice when I insert a layer into another layer, notice what happened to Miss Rusakis. She turned into the coral. Inserting into another layer means it's only viewable on that layer. So inserting Miss Rusakis into the coral means she's only viewable on the coral. While that can add some really interesting things, that's not what we want to do because that's kind of horrific looking. So make sure when you're reordering, if you need to reorder things, make sure that they have that full bar, not the half bar. If you do that by accident, or if you ever do anything by accident you want to undo, go up to Edit and hit Undo. So you could also do that by holding down the Command button Z. That if you like your keyboard shortcuts more. But if it's easier for you to do it by click, Edit, Undo. And you can do undo as much as you've done in that period. Just remember you can't undo something that you did the day before. It has to be something that you've done the day of. Questions on that so far? So reordering is that. Remember, we have a couple of different selection tools. We have the Square Select tool that allows us to select a square. Our Move tool allows us to move something. So if I want to cut out a square out of Miss Rusakis' chest, I can do that with the Move tool. And last but not least, we have that Brush tool that allows us to select things that are similar to each other. So that all should be quick review there. The one thing I do want to draw your attention to... Wait, too zoomed in. Everything's terrible. And I need everyone's hands off mice, hands off keyboard so that you can check this part out. Selections also limit how much you're changing. So notice if I select Miss Rusakis' layer and then I highlight Miss Rusakis, I should be able to adjust her color without changing the entire thing. So once I've got something selected, I can adjust that one thing. So for instance, if I want to make Miss Rusakis blue, so she looks a little bit more like she's underwater, I can go then, after I've selected her, go into HSL Adjust and then change her hue. And notice no other colors changing, just Miss Rusakis. So then I can take it and I can turn her a little blue to make her look more like she's underwater. Well, yeah, she looks a little bit more drowny now, but maybe pull that back just a little bit so she's like slightly blue and not so completely blue. And you can do, and you can make that adjustment. You can also do that to part of Miss Rusakis. So for instance, if I just wanted this part of her to be blue, actually, let's just do her face. If I just wanted her face to be blue, I'm going to just undo that, hold down Alt to wipe away that selection. And you'll notice I'll be able to then just very specifically color her face. Now that really just looks like she's drowning. Very blue drowning. Okay. Second to last thing I want to show you guys before I let you guys go and just play around and make a cool looking picture that you want to make of is that layers also have something called opacity. So over at the top here, opacity is right above your layers. Opacity just means how see-through something is. So if I turn down opacity, you'll notice now I can turn Miss Rusakis into a ghost. Ooh, spooky. You can make her slightly see-through. So that's great for a ghost effect, but what's also really nice, if I take a copy of the background, you can copy backgrounds by control-clicking. I've got two backgrounds. If I pull this one up top, notice if it's opaque, I can't see anything underneath it, but if I make it see-through, I can make it a little bit more watery looking by having the water through it. So those are today's tricks and tips today. By the end of the day, you should turn in your Finding Eustachius poster. Make this yours. I put in some things, but feel free to go in and search for new things. Quick tip, you can search for transparent objects if you don't want to do a brush select when you're looking for images, such as, I don't know, what's a good thing that we could put in the background here? Huh? Fish? We already have fish. Oh, jellyfish. So, for instance, if I want to do a jellyfish, of note, you can search for very specific things. If you go into Tools, you can determine size of the picture that you want. For instance, if I want a giant jellyfish. And then also color. What might be helpful is doing transparent, which means that they'll have that transparent background in the back. So notice if I do transparent, you'll notice all the backgrounds are that checkerboard. You guys see the checkerboard? That means you don't have to cut it out carefully. Let's see if I can do this one real quick. Yeah. Let me open that up. Actually, not view save. Can I just go open image in new tab? Giant jellyfish, save image as. Then I can just load that real quick into Mr. Eustachius' picture. File, open recent. Nope, open. Probably in my download. Nope, it's right there. And I can just copy and paste that into here. I notice I could just copy and paste that straight out because I'd had that transparent option. So if you're feeling a little bit lazier and don't want to cut things out of a background, feel free to use that transparent background option. Oh, that's a little too transparent. There we go. Mr. Eustachius and the jellyfish.